What's going on, family? Welcome in and welcome back to the Peace Be Upon You broadcast. I am your host, Keenan Hill, where here we give you the tools and the tips that you need to manifest your dreams into fruition. Now, without any further ado, I wanted to wish you all out there a happy Ramadan. I hope that things have been going smoothly for you, that your fasting has been glorious unto God, and that you're feeling, or at least starting to feel after it's been about a week or so now, like a better version of yourself. And speaking of a better version of yourself, that's kind of what I wanted to discuss today a little bit. Me, like many of you out there, whether fasting or not, just going through a lot of changes and self-reflections and realizations about myself and about the world. Some things that are able to be changed and some things that aren't. And I wanted to share that with you guys out there because I know that this is something that somebody is going to be able to relate to. I feel like now that we're in a time where we're going through a lot of different changes, we're seeing things around the world change, and this can sometimes make us feel like we don't necessarily have as much control in our lives as we would have thought to or like to have. And this can be a really frustrating feeling. One thing that fasting for Ramadan so far has showed me is that sometimes those frustrations and that anger can be expressed outwardly onto the world. And us as human beings, we naturally feel as if, oh, these circumstances didn't go in my favor. I have the right to take my frustrations out on the world like this, or this person may not have responded or reacted the way that I would have liked them to. So I have the right to react this way. And I know in the last episode, we discussed the difference between reacting and responding. So here are some tips that I have for, fasting. Those of you who are fasting and who aren't fasting, who have been going through these new changes around you and want to make a positive difference moving forward to see better results out of your responses, better results out of what you wish to manifest, and better results out of life in general. And that's going to start off with a lot of self-reflection. You guys, self-reflection is absolutely crucial, especially when you are going after a lot of bigger dreams that you've set for yourself. You've realized that maybe you want a little bit more out of life and you just don't know where to start. Self-reflection can be crucial when it comes to the healing process and the process of forgiveness, just finding it within yourself or finding what it is within yourself that could use a tweak or could use a little bit of love or could use some release too. Me personally, I've realized that there are some things in my life that I need to release. There are some relationships in my past that I still need to release and stop harnessing onto. There are some people in my life that I need to forgive and allow their actions or their transgressions to be in the past where they belong and not lay with me here in the present or move forward with me as I'm on my growth journey. There are some things that get certain reactions out of me that I can no longer allow to grow with me as I move forward in this journey. I have to let those things rest and leave too. And once you're able to self-reflect and find those things that you need to bury with your past or the past version of you, that's when you're going to be able to find that peace necessary for you to grow into that person that God has destined you to be. So I encourage any and everybody out there to heavily focus on self-reflection. If you're fasting for Ramadan, focus on self-reflection throughout the day periodically and just reflect. Give it a few minutes, sit there and meditate and see where exactly God wants you to harness your energy or focus your energy on to result in the growth of the new you or a better you. My second tip for you guys out there is to just be patient. I think that right now, just around the world, it doesn't matter whether you live in America, whether you live in Egypt, Russia, Germany, Japan, things have been so delayed. And I feel like we're in a time right now where I don't know if you guys have ever heard this saying before, but patience is a virtue that has never been more accurate, I feel like, than it is right now. Like knowing that patience is the key to carrying you into peace. It's one of those key aspects. So just carry some patience with you. The pandemic hit, everything's got slowed down. Something that would have taken you maybe 2 or 3 days to receive if you ordered it is now a week out. And that's if they don't have any delays with parts or materials. Then it's like people around you are changing. I feel like we're evolving as human beings naturally with so much technology at our fingertips and so much instant gratification around us that our minds are kind of going in this frenzy. So we're adapting to new interactions with people, not interacting with people as much face to face or in close encounters, but over the internet, learning how to manage our emotions in this new way that can be used not only in real life, but in social media and in texting environments, like typing environments. So we're going through a lot of changes and evolutions now, and it requires patience because we're all in a new learning phase as human beings, mankind in general. So we have to, in a world where things are moving so fast paced, for things to be shut down or slowed down the way that they have been recently, we have to understand that we're no longer in our time. We're no longer on our time. We're on God's time. So a lot of the requests and the requirements that we have day to day, when things don't work out and play into our favor or the way that we would have expected them to be or become, we have to take a step back, take a deep breath, and understand that God is in control. We are no longer in control. Things happen, things don't happen. Things go the way that you expect for them to go, and things don't. So instead of rushing, and trust me, I'm the first one to get rushed and to be impatient and to be frustrated when things don't go the way that I expect them to go. But you know what? There's a time for everything. And God has never not delivered on a promise that he's promised me. And I'm sure every single one of you out there can say the same thing. With faith comes reward. But it takes patience before you receive that reward. So second is definitely going to be patience in times like this. Third is appreciation. We have to show gratitude right now, whether we get what we expect or whether God shows us what he had planned for us and what we deserved. So much gratitude. We have to have gratitude for the people that we have around us. We have to have gratitude for God's favor in our lives. We have to have gratitude that we're here living and breathing and that he's granted us another day to fulfill our purpose and our duty to the world. We just have to be grateful. Grateful is the word. If you know of or have anybody out there or around you, show them love. Tell them how much you care about them and watch those relationships flourish and grow. And of course, with gratitude, sometimes it comes patience. You have to be patient. And then with patience, it leads into all the other traits and characteristics and self-reflection that we've discussed earlier on in the episode. Like it all builds up on top of one thing and another thing and another thing. And we have to continue to keep these mental memos in a steady rotation because life always requires something different from us at each stage of our growth. So let's be grateful for where we are. Let's be grateful for who we are. And let's be grateful for who we have around us that make us who we are and that have brought us to the point that we're at. And let's also remember to be patient with the people around us and with our circumstances. And ask Allah for patience too, because He'll grant it to you when you're determined on moving forward and progressing and being faithful to Him as you wait on His will to be done. That's the message that came from my heart today that I wanted to pass along to you guys. I hope that somebody out there found value in this video. I wanted to thank y'all again for tuning in and watching. Remember to reflect, remember to be patient, and remember to show gratitude for where you are. You use those 3 tools right there. It's some life-changing stuff, and I promise after this Ramadan, inshallah, you guys are going to look back and see just how far God has brought you. And you'll begin to see the trajectory that He has your life and your path headed towards. Y'all be blessed out there. May peace be upon you all. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.